As the raindrops stop dripping, votes keep pouring into Olmsted County's polling places at Graham Park. Volunteers are expecting at least 1,000 to flood in by 8 tonight. KIMT News 3's Evan Berg is joining us live. This is from the first voting precinct to check in on the latest voter tally. Evan, how close is the county getting to that 1,000 voter goal?
Jess, they've actually surpassed that in the time since I've last talked to you at 4. Last I checked in with them, they've had around 1,100 to 1,200 voters come through and cast their ballot in the 2024 race. It's, you know, as the wind's picking up, so's voter turnout, it seems. In Olmsted County, early voting has already seen strong numbers with about 20% turnout in the lead up to this, at least for this specific ward and a few others across Rochester. Volunteers at Graham Park weren't sure what today's turnout was going to look like with all that early voting, but with more voters from 3 precincts flying in right now, they're hopeful to reach at least 50% of registered voters in this part of Rochester. If that trend continues, it's going to be quite the turnout with over 73,000 registered voters here in the Med City. Many voters I spoke with today shared a real sense of purpose, from the presidential race to local candidates to the RPS school board's referendum. Plenty of folks here have specific issues they're passionate about.
I will not tell you who I voted for, but I'll tell you that it is an important election.
I did vote no on the school board thing. I think a 10-year commitment was too much.
And, you know, no matter what they were focused on, the voters I talked to said, if you've got time to come out and cast your vote, you might as well do it, because even if the weather is a little windy right now, as you can probably see from my umbrella, it's pretty easy to do. And if you're not registered, you can do so at the polls. It can be as simple as just bringing in a photo ID and proof of residence. Live in Rochester, Evan Berg, KIMT News 3.
Evan, Sarah and I have been talking. We're saying it's a pretty good night to get out and vote. However, we're sitting in the cozy studio here in Rochester. You're out in the elements. Would you say voters should think about bringing that jacket, bringing the umbrella, maybe even some gloves? Because it's sounding maybe like it's a bit chilly for you.
I wish I had gloves right now, Jess, so yes, highly recommend jacket, umbrella, and some warm gloves if you have them. I would not stay out in this outside of going to vote.
All right. Thank you, Evan. Come back to the studio. Get warm. And just remember, you got to be in line by 8. We are going to be continuing our election coverage. Stay with us for KIMT News 3 at 10. We are going to bring you all of the latest results as we get them.